To start off by saying that the bicycle I'm riding is meant for use by beginners. The tests you are about to see are to test if this bike is safe to use and if it is durable. Walmart advertised this bike as being able to conquer rough terrain, so I took it on some simple trails to see if it'll work as a trail bike. There is only one size, so make sure that it fits you before buying it. It was too small for me, making the riding a little bit uncomfortable. The bike's suspension soaked up the small bumps along the way and provided comfort. However, the soft spring also made the bike unstable, throwing me up and down after any sizable impact. Climbing out of the saddle, this bike was not very pleasant because the shock moved a lot and dropped me off energy. Aside from these minor issues, the bike simply worked on the trail, so I decided to take it on some features. Going down this steep part felt pretty good as long as I remembered to keep my speed up, and the bike moved on. There were some jumps along the trail, so I wanted to try them. The Mongoose required some getting used to, but if I kept my weight in the back to keep the shock from bouncing, I was able to jump it without a problem. After riding my local trails and hitting some jumps, the bike was unharmed. The next test involved riding up, down, and jumping some staircases. Even on fairly small drops like this one, the bike's suspension bottomed out hard and made alarming noises.
Wow.
Despite the 24-inch wheels, I was able to go upstairs with ease. The suspension produced harsh sounds though, which was possibly a warning of failure. To be honest, jumping down these stairs feels better on my steel hardtail than the Mongoose, despite not having the back shock. And it lived. The goose may have felt sketchy during this test, but came out unharmed. The next test was going to be a lot rougher, to put it lightly.
Keep going, keep going.
Sadly, the back derailleur must have rattled into the spokes and gotten caught. It looked like game over at that point. However, after about a minute of using brute force, the gears were bent back into place. Despite the angle at which the derailleur was twisted up, we were able to pedal the bike, and the poor thing even shifted. Sometimes. We decided to ram the bike into stuff head-on, simulating crashing into a tree over and over again. To my surprise, the frame took hit after hit. On this impact, the front tube ripped near the valve for some reason. The bent chain and derailleur were useless.
It's good.
Ignoring the flat tire and the unusable drivetrain, which you can hear dragging on the ground, I kept on riding the Mongoose downstairs. without a way to propel myself, I had to get pulled back home. We had no idea what else to do to the bike, so we used it as a ramp and rode over it. Much to our surprise, after all this abuse, the Mongoose only suffered a flat tire and a broken derailleur. Even the wheels ran true as they did the day before. The rims didn't even rub the brakes. That is very impressive. After replacing the back derailleur and fixing the flat at the front, the bike still runs like new. On a side note, just because this bike is somewhat durable, I can't recommend it to anyone looking for a cheap bike. If you want to get a commuter for this price, the bike's weight and suspension will just be a drag and slow you down. For $40, go to a garage sale and try to find an old road bike with a steel frame. It will run forever if you take care of it and will definitely be more fun to ride. If you want a cheap mountain bike, also try to find something a little bit older and avoid full suspension to get the most efficiency, as the cheap designs are very compromised. Thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video.